At Toyz, we provide educational content. One can 3D print at school or at home. We formed an amazing partnership with Generation Schools, and the reason for it is that they believe in what we believe. So their philosophy is building a new generation of kids who can be amazing leaders in a fundamentally different future. And for that, we actually partnered with MIT to bring this new program in whereby we allow children to hack things, become makers, so that eventually they can hack opportunities and become entrepreneurs.
3D printing really allows students to go from theory to reality. So now when they look at something, it's no longer just a little plastic ring. Instead, they can think about it and they can conceptualize it, and then they can design it all the way from the ground up, from the design that they construct on the computer, all the way through the printing process.
So we're starting with 3D printing because it's one of the key technologies in our future, and it's a near future. Already at Generation Schools, kids are just so creative because obviously they have that enabling environment, and they've been coming up with the most amazing materials that one can create and make. And I'm telling you now, that will happen in 5-10 years. Actually, what they're dreaming and thinking is impossible today, it will be possible.
The most exciting thing about 3D printing is that you can make anything that you can imagine. I really like space, so if I wanted to make a small model of a spaceship, that would be no problem for me.
The real-world application for 3D printing is that you can make whatever you want. I would print a helmet from my favorite video game that I can't buy anywhere else. And it's very helpful because they've found a way to make human tissue out of 3D printing.
3D printing doesn't only make you small stuff, but it can make you big stuff like cars, houses, buildings, schools, and more.
So 3D printing can be a big help in our future because you can start small businesses. You can start it at any age and anywhere.
If the learners are learning about, say, the human body, now instead of just having to study a diagram out of a textbook, they can actually 3D print a human body, the model of a human body. And they can look at all the limbs and the organs and the skeleton and the bone structure, and now they're having a 3D way to study and learn about the human body.
Essentially, we're allowing the children at Generation Schools to explore new technologies and start thinking about how can they integrate them to solve new problems. And that's where Generation Schools is really unique at bringing this technology into the classroom, not just into a lab that it's preset for them, but into a classroom where the kids need to start thinking about how do they add it into their daily schoolwork. What can they 3D print that could enable them and help them to learn better? That's what's unique.
From the past week, we have been working on a project for a toy, for a pet, and it was pretty interesting.
By the end of the week, the children presented their projects to the MIT professor and his group of mentors.
My mentor, Kasturi, was on the Zoom call from MIT from America, and she helped me a lot and my teammates.
And they got some valuable feedback as to where they can improve and where their strengths lie in the project. And now they know where they went wrong and how they can improve their projects that they do in the future.
So what I personally learned was that in order to create a toy, you had to use very good coding. So we use a specific app called Arduino to program our toy for the pets.
Before we started this project, I was bad at computering. But now, after this program, it's helped a lot. Like I can type much faster, I can do a lot more things, I can code now. This was like fun teaching me.
Something that really blew my mind was programming something on the computer and making it come to life. I learned a lot about how you can do anything with 3D printing and use it in a daily basis because it's going to become a lot in life in the future.